You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things basketball across the Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas.
All right, our next team at today's MAC Media Day is Potomac School, led by Coach Jeremy Myers, will be entering his second year at the Potomac School. Coach Myers, if you can introduce your players, and then we'll open the floor up to our media here. If the media, again, on your first question, can please introduce yourself by name and media outlet, and we'll get things rolling.
Okay.
Coach?
To my immediate right, I have my PG1, Akim Iscandari. Logan Jones, Mason Douglas, and Daniel Russell.
Houston Wilson from Pro Insight. For Coach, last year, first year, what's kind of the biggest thing you learned that you want to take into the year two with your guys?
The first year is a lot of adjustment for us all, right? And myself, learning how to coach some of these guys up, them understanding our coaching staff and the way that we kind of coach and the tone of us and everything like that. So just that happy medium, but I think we got it together this year.
Justice Mitchell, Capital Hoops, for coach and the players. You guys, all four of you guys returning players, one of the top returning cores, I'd say, in the conference. Just talk about what advantages that gives you going into this season.
Yeah, I think we're a heavy senior-led team this year. We're adding some depth to our talent with Anthony Garris joining us this year. Declan Conley coming up. He did a year on JV. Grade Chamberlain is not here as well. He's a senior, but he's continuing to blossom and developing his game. We also have Dima and Max, two guys that we're looking for a new home this year that we added to our roster. So I think we added a lot of talent and got deeper in talent this year.
And I think as a player, just kind of like Coach said, obviously last year was his first year, but coming back with that sense of familiarity and a better understanding of how he coaches us and what he wants to get out of us as players is definitely a big advantage.
For the players, Logan in particular, being already committed, it's nice to have that out the way. And what are your kind of expectations for your final year and goals for your final year?
I think like you mentioned, being committed definitely takes a big weight off my shoulders. Allows me to really just focus on being with my team and, just the things we need to do to get better. I think as a team this year, we're primed for a really, really good year. We've been having great workouts in the fall, and I think we're really starting to sort of find a rhythm as we rev up and start this season.
And as far as the other two seniors, Mason, Akim, you both are coming off really good summers. Just what are your expectations and goals for your final year here?
Kind of like what Logan said, just kind of, working as a team. I feel like, especially with last year with a new coach and kind of like a lot of people that came up, I feel like we've been just trying to build and just create something new. And I feel like this year we kind of know what we need to do better to be a better team. All around, from just showing energy every day, playing defense, just those small things that we didn't really capitalize on last year. So I feel like this year, we're prepared for that, and waiting for a big year.
Yeah, adding on to Akim, I think given the fact that we already played with each other for one whole year, just getting used to this playing styles between each other, I think we gel really well together, and we've been putting in a lot of work over the summer. So I feel like that momentum will lead into having a really good season this year.
Coach, from the outside looking in, it would seem that your program, your school, could be a juggernaut. You got resources, nice facilities and whatnot. How do you bring that to fore? How do you take the program from where it is now to maybe the top of the MAC?
I think one of the challenges in the MAC, I think a lot of the other coaches will say the same, that we kind of struggle with getting kids in that can, do the quality work at high academic institutions, but also ready to compete. So that's one of the first challenges, right? I think that we're doing a good job of getting guys in that can kind of handle the schoolwork, handle that balance with athletics. And then whenever we're able to, get on the floor, just attention to detail. This year is one of the things that we're going to really focus on, just taking it one day at a time. We know that this league is very, very competitive from top to bottom. And every night in and night out, we're going to get everybody's best. So we want to give them our best as well.
Jack Smith, Panther Media. This is for Logan and Akim. Potomac was outscored in transition offense in a lot of MAC games last year. Has that been a point of emphasis in practice so far, and how do you guys plan to implement more transition offense into the game?
Yeah, I think that's something that we've really tried to emphasize, especially like when we're playing open gym just against each other, is playing fast. Not only getting the ball out fast, but just like being able to capitalize off fast breaks. And also I think creating more turnovers is a big part of that as well, and that comes with just being better with our rotations on defense, which is something we've been working on early. And I think Akim mentioned it earlier, just sort of being sharper on that end.
Yeah, just kind of going off what Logan said, I feel like just a lot of what we've been doing over the summer in open gyms, with the summer league and all that, is just kind of focusing more on defense. I feel like that's the one that's, like you said, we let a lot of points in transition, defense, and just defense in general. We feel like if we kind of, minimize people scoring on us, I feel like a lot could happen off of that. We've been trying to play a lot off of turning defense into offense too. So I feel like that's a big factor in terms of what we're going to be doing this year.
Hey, Akim, Chris Jolly, NovaHoops.com. Question for any of you guys, really, but I know you've been a 4-year starter. A lot of optimism around the program this year. How would you classify it? Would you say it's, the most optimism you've had for a season coming into the season?
I would say a little bit. I feel like especially with us having a new coach, this second year having Coach Myers with us, a lot of people, like you said, 4-year starter, so I'm kind of used to different people each year. But I feel like this year specifically, the fact that a lot of people are returning this year, and like I played with them, just being able to understand a little more, I feel like, just kind of helps us prepare for this season, especially for me, knowing that, it's my last year and I've already played with these people. It's not going to be anything new. It's just going to be something that, we build off of.
Alfonso Duckett, Who's Mizzou Network. This is for you, Coach Myers. I see you have your family with you, the whole Potomac media behind me. So how important is community support for your team?
That's one of the biggest things at Potomac School. I did have an interview with the guys last year, and one of the things I kind of harped on was family first, right? We when we break our huddle after practices or games or anything like that, we're yelling together, and then we're dapping each other up. So family first is one of the biggest things for me. I think that as many times as we can start looking out for each other off the court, we'll do it on the court as well.
Marcus Elton made hoops. I forgot to say my name first. Daniel, another guy coming off of a big summer. I wanted to ask you, what your expectations are. You're the young guy on the panel, I guess you could say. Just what are your goals to build off the summer you had?
I'm definitely looking to make a bigger impact this year and score more on offense. But I think I'm just really excited this year for our team. We've grown a lot with each other as well, like our defensive principles. And I'm just really excited this year.
Skylar Nelson, Scholar Athlete Sports Network. One of the things I wanted to ask you, this specifically for Coach, is what do you think the benefit is to being in such a competitive conference and playing like those high-up matchups for this team?
Yeah, I think it's very beneficial, right? One of the things we try to do is schedule some really good competition outside of our conference, because we know the competition in our conference is going to be really, really good, just to prepare us for it. But every game, we play everyone twice, all right? It's a conference where there's a lot of parity. A lot of guys, a lot of teams have increased and added some talent to their roster as well. So I think it's very important every day that we, come out ready to fight each time. Because it's going to be a fight. No one's going to lay down, and that's one thing that I preach to the guys day in and day out.
Good morning, Coach Myers. I'm Gregory Lloyd and Coleman from Scholar Athlete Sports Network. Outside of the Bullis Holiday Classic versus Good Counsel, the Hoops from the Heart game against Bishop Ireton, and the Governor's Challenge in Salisbury, Maryland, which games are you the most excited to participate in and get this team ready for this upcoming season?
Outside of our conference or just in general? Flint Hill.
Fly Hill?
Yeah, that's been a rival for us. Coach Rico Reed, he told me early on, this is a rival for us, and I'm always up for that game.
All right, good luck to that.
Thank you.
How y'all doing? This is Kyle Alexander with SASN TV, And this question is for the players. I'm aware you guys participated in the Capital Hoops Summer League this year. Can you just talk about how that experience helped you prepare for the season and what you've learned from the Summer League to go into the season?
Yeah, I think the Summer League was a really positive experience for us in general as a team. I think some of the guys have already mentioned it, but I think there was definitely a level of like camaraderie we built in the Summer League that we didn't have before, and sort of just like continuing to get better at playing with one another. And I think one of the things that was really positive in Summer League throughout was our defense, which is something we struggled with last year. So yeah, just continuing to build off of, the positive things we did in the summer and don't sort of have to like restart but build off it.
Yeah, just kind of going off what Logan said, I feel like the Summer League just gave us time to, just work on the things that we didn't do so well during the season and kind of find those things that we could obviously build on for later on. And I think it's just another thing with us just kind of knowing who we're going to have next year, who's up and coming for us. Is another thing that the Summer League allows us to figure out, like, kind of how our team is going to be during the season.
Coach Myers, we saw, kind of some of the struggles, tired legs at the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth last year with the lack of depth. With the added depth, with the added talent that you talked about at the start, how are you going to manage the rotation, make sure everyone, we're getting in with quality minutes?
Well, I think you kind of hint on it. I mean, we're deeper this year. We got guys that want to compete in practice, compete for playing time. That's one of the things early on. I mean, even some of these guys know that I'm quick to throw someone else in the rotation if you kind of aren't giving your best effort, right? And I think all of the guys come to practice and come to games understanding that, right? So they want to compete. They want to continue to make each other better. But I think having that depth is going to help us in that third quarter, like you mentioned.
Alfonso Duckett again, Who's Mizzou Network. This question is for you, Mason. What does being a leader means to you?
To me, it means leading by example. So not only on the court but off the court as well. So even when I'm seeing some of my teammates in school, making sure that we're handling business on and off the court, and inside the classroom as well. But also making sure that we give 100% every rep, not taking anything off. Giving 100% every rep, not taking any reps off, and just pushing through it the whole time of practice so that it can translate during the games.
Gregory Lloyd and Coleman again from Scholar Athlete Sports Network. This is to Akim Iscandari. Am I saying that properly? All right. First of all, congratulations on the Naval Academy commit.
Thank you.
How are you going to utilize? Did you go to any camps over the summer for Naval Academy or things of the nature, or meet with anybody from the program?
Yeah, I met with some of the people in the program. I didn't go into any camps though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, what are some ways that you think you're going to be able to build your leadership skills for this upcoming season that you could carry over to the Naval Academy?
I feel like just kind of being a leader on and off the court, kind of nice to piggyback over what Mason said, but just making sure that I'm the best, just like somebody that other people, younger people, could look up to me on the court, whether it's picking my teammates' head up for a missed assignment, but off the court too. When I see somebody that's struggling that's on the team, struggling with being new to Potomac, just kind of making it more like a home environment for them. But just kind of things that I've been doing as being a 4-year starter for Potomac, just kind of being a point guard, being a leader, and through my actions, and also just vocally too, just being the loudest on the court, no matter what.
And this being your fourth and final season playing varsity at Potomac, what is one thing that you're going to miss when graduation time comes?
I think just playing with the team in general. I feel like when I first came to Potomac, that was the first thing that really made me feel home was the basketball team. I was like you said, 4 years of playing on the varsity team. I was the youngest on the team, so I feel like from the jump, it always felt like a home to me. All the seniors, took me in, and I feel like this year as a senior, I had to do the same for those younger for me. So I think I'll just miss that home environment of being on the Potomac basketball team. It's something that I kind of, anytime I think about the Potomac, it's just that family environment that I get when I'm on the team court with my teammates. A lot of people who I say are my closest friends.
It's for Mason and Logan. In the summer, we saw an uptick in three-point shooting with 4 to 5 guys on the floor at all times so you can shoot the three ball. Is that a point of emphasis going into the year? Will we see a more spread out offense?
Yeah, I would say the point of emphasis is not necessarily on, shooting more threes, but just generating higher quality shots. So I think like one thing that Coach Myers was emphasizing a lot in the summer especially was just taking the right shots. So a lot of times, we did a better job of getting to the paint as well, which obviously sort of leads to more kickouts. But yeah, I think the emphasis is on just more taking like more quality shots as opposed to, just floor spacing.
Yeah, adding on to what Logan said, I think Coach really makes sure that we play the right way, making the extra pass, making the correct shot, passing up a good shot for a great shot. So I feel like over the summer we got really well at doing that and just being efficient behind the line.
This question's for Coach Myers, Aaron Proy with Prep Hoops. Coach, in the current climate, given the transfer portal rules, this affected the recruitment of high school players. You found homes for 2 of your guys so far. What things have you done to kind of get your kids' names out there, as well as them helping on the back end on their social media page with numbers and stuff? What have you found has really helped your guys navigate that space?
Yeah, I talk to the guys all the time. Like, I'm a big supporter of, reposting some of the stuff that they do, right? If you guys are working out in the gym with your trainers, anything that you did with your AAU team, like just kind of getting that content out there, reposting it so that they get the necessary attention that they need, right? And that's why I think this was a great idea by the league and by all of the media outlets to get this thing rolling. But that's one of the things that I kind of harp on with the transfer portal opening up so much. A lot of times guys are leaving because they don't feel like they're getting the love where they currently are, right? So as much as it is, we want to make sure that we retain the guys that we currently have, and that's one of the things I preach to the guys. Like, let's continue to put your stats out there, right, for the necessary attention that you need.
We got time for one or two more questions if anyone has anything else for Potomac School. All right, well, I think that's it. Coach Myers,
all right. Thank you.
Good luck this season. Thanks, guys, for coming down. Appreciate it. Next up on the clock is going to be Murray School in about 5 minutes. Coach Myers, if you can come back and talk to Coach Kirk Cross from the DMV Hoops Pod for a minute or two, we would appreciate it.
And now, post-podium access with Kirk Cross, the Potomac School, and head coach Jeremy Myers.
Kirk Cross for the DMV Hoops Podcast. Coach Myers, this is not unfamiliar space. I've had you on my podcast this summer. It's going to be real. In just a couple of weeks, it's going to be real. So has anything changed from the summer to now? And why should folks find themselves in the Potomac School gym in McLean come a couple weeks from now?
Oh, man, I think they can look forward to some exciting basketball. When you ask me if things change, I think these guys have grown. They're starting to develop a little bit more. They're maturing. We are a senior-led team. We got some guys that weren't here, but they're showing up in different capacities for us. Gray Chamberlain is one of the guys I think that everyone can expect to have a really breakout season for us this year. And the addition of guys like Anthony Garris and Dima and Max and Declan Conley coming up from the JV. We got a young kid, Jonathan Pascal, that's 6'6". So I think it's going to be some really good, exciting basketball. So when you ask me what has changed, we've added a lot more talent. These guys have gotten a lot more confident, and they're ready to compete.
Don't give you 90 days. Don't give you. I saw you 90 days. We saw each other in July, and here we are in October, damn near November, and it's time.
It's time.
The voices get louder, right? And you gonna make some noise?
We're gonna make some noise this year. I think we're gonna be able to compete with everybody out this year, and hopefully we give the crowd and fans something to look forward to every time we're scheduled for a game.
Coach, you're one of my favorite interviews in the summer, and I'm glad to see you again. And I'll see you in McLean.
Appreciate
All right, fella.
You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. Thanks for listening.